Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a story for you here today titled Wife Abandons Her Marriage of 10 Years and 5 years Later, Reality Hits Her Hard. You know, this is usually the case for women who leave their marriages thinking that they can do better. They think that they can do better than their husbands, or for women who have boyfriends and ditch them, they think that they can do better than their boyfriends. But sometimes, guys, as I frequently point out in these stories, it doesn't actually work out that way. The women end up alone, they end up broke, or they end up with a whole bunch of cats, and it's very damn funny. So let's jump into this story and see what exactly happened to this woman. So before we jump into today's episode, I just wanted to do a quick announcement that I have set up a second channel where I will be doing near daily TikTok reaction videos again. So if this is a style of videos that interests you, you miss seeing it here on the main channel, well, I have dipped my toes once again into the cesspit that is TikTok, and that will be linked in the pinned comment, guys. The second channel will be linked in the pinned comment. A 40-year-old man recounts how his wife of 10 years suddenly left their marriage in search of something more exciting, apparently. 5 years later, she attempts to re-enter his life, only to realize the world she chased isn't as glamorous as it seemed. What she finds waiting for her is not the man she left, but someone stronger, happier, and completely out of reach. Okay, so she left, thinking she could do better, tried to come back, realizing that she had to pay her own bills, but the husband was having none of it, or the ex-husband, rather. He says, "I'm 40 now, and my ex-wife is 38. We got married when we were young, straight out of college. We were each other's first serious relationship, and for the longest time, I believed that we were building something unshakable. We were married for 10 years. We had no children, but we had a comfortable life. I worked in finance, and she was a teacher. We had a house, 2 cars, a dog, good choice, and matching coffee mugs. You know, the kind of life that felt solid, even if it wasn't flashy," he says. "It wasn't perfect, no marriage is, but I never expected to come home one day and have her sit me down with that dead-eyed stare and say, 'I think I need to find myself.'" You know, this is an experience, by the way, that a lot of guys go through, to the point where the sentences that women say in these situations have actually become memes. You know, people joke about it. It's that well known. "Oh, I need to find myself. You know, I need to do soul searching. I need to figure out what kind of person I really am. I need to go on my own journey." Okay, all of these sorts of things, man, is code for, "I think I can find a better man than you." And usually the women actually have a man lined up already when they give you this nonsense. But I think a lot of guys, if not most men, have gone through something like this, where their girlfriend or their wife leaves them simply because they feel like it one day and they want to go out there and chase something more exciting. Okay, I think that's a very common experience that men have. And that's also one of the big reasons why men don't want to get married, is because you have these women who leave because they feel like it one day, and they can just take your crap when they do it. Let's continue. "She told me that she felt trapped, that she missed being her own person." There's another meme phrase right there. "That she wanted to travel, she wanted to try new things and meet new people." He said, "I asked her if this was about someone else. She swore up and down that it wasn't." So again, that's a lie. Whenever women do that, complete lie. They have somebody else there, or at the very least, they have a location of a man that they're going to go hunting for as soon as they break up with you. And guys, like, I mean this, right? When women pull this crap, they will be seeing a different man that night. This is not a joke, right? Like, people think that this is a meme, that women don't do this, right? They absolutely do. Why do you think you see these women in public with this other guy like 2 weeks later? Because he was already there. She's going to visit his house as soon as this relationship ends, I would argue. Okay? In a lot of cases, anyway. But a month after she moved out, I found out she had started seeing someone. Yep, there it is. A guy from her gym, a little younger than her, all tattoos and social media quotes. I wasn't surprised. I was just numb. She filed for divorce 6 months later. I think this guy should have filed for divorce on his own, to be honest. Like, 6 months, I would have wanted the woman to be gone absolutely immediately. He didn't fight it. He just let the woman go. And for a long time, he felt like he'd failed, like he hadn't been enough. Guys, I guarantee you, by the way, for women like this, you can be highly successful, you can be highly attractive, you can do all the nonsense, right? You can go to the gym, get huge muscles, get tattoos, be highly attractive, make a lot of money, whatever. A lot of these women are still just going to return to the streets anyway because they're bored. Like, that's really what, like, a lot of guys think, oh, well, if I had done this, if I had done that. Number one, it's marriage, so she wasn't supposed to leave in the first place. She broke her vows, right? But second of all, a lot of the times, even if you do everything as the guy, they just leave anyway. Like, a lot of these women will just straight up leave you regardless of what you do. I think there's value in introspection and maybe understanding what you could have done better. But like, a lot of guys, they blame themselves way too hard for this stuff. They really do. Like, if you're going to go out there and go like to the gym and work on yourself, make a lot more money and things like this, guys, please understand that the woman was still probably going to be a 304, regardless of whether or not you did that. So if you're going to do it, you should absolutely be doing it for yourself and for what you want to achieve, right? Maybe you have a car that you really want or a physique that you really want. You know, you should chase those things because you want them, not because you think your ex-wife or ex-girlfriend would have approved. That's just silly. He says, anyone who's gone through a divorce after that long knows what I mean. You go from sharing a life to waking up in silence. Every empty room is a reminder that someone chose not to be there. He said, I spiraled for a bit. I drank more than I should have. I stopped going to the gym. That's a bad idea. Isolated myself, avoided mutual friends because I didn't want to answer questions. I even skipped Christmas with my family that year, but something clicked at around month 9. He says, I started hitting the gym again. I reconnected with the old friends. I took a solo trip to Iceland and felt alive for the first time in a year. I picked up hobbies that I never had time for when I was married. I even started therapy. And eventually I started dating again. Slowly and carefully, I met some great women. I laughed again. I remember what it felt like to be wanted instead of tolerated. And he says, I didn't stay bitter. I just moved on. Then, out of nowhere, she texted me. It was almost 5 years to the day since the divorce was finalized, he said. I hadn't heard from her since we signed the papers, and her message was short. She said, hey, I've been thinking about you a lot lately. Would you be open to grabbing a coffee sometime? Guys, the answer to this question, in my opinion, from men should always be no. It absolutely always. I don't care if you're curious. I don't care if you're interested. Like, in my opinion, again, the woman should have never had the opportunity to message you. She should be blocked. Second of all, no. The answer is no. But these guys, they go to these things anyway, right? Because they had spent so much time with the woman previously. Some of the guys say they were curious. And my recommendation is to not go to these things whatsoever. I think it's a complete waste of a dude's time. Complete waste. They're just trying to get back into your life after they realize that the streets are cold, as the saying goes. He says, eventually the curiosity got the better of me. I said, sure. I figured I'd hear her out. I wasn't angry anymore, and part of me wanted to see what she was like now. We met at a cafe downtown. She looked tired, older than I remembered, still pretty, but in that worn-out kind of way. Life had clearly humbled her. We made small talk for a few minutes before she finally said what she came to say. She regretted leaving, said the relationship with the gym guy fizzled out after 2 years, said that she thought she'd find freedom and adventure but mostly just found loneliness, said the people she chased after never cared about her the way I did, that she missed the little things, the routines and the safety, and she missed him. Yeah, so what she missed, right, was him paying the mortgage, I think is what she's trying to say here. You know, she's struggling to spit it out, but I think we all know what she means. She doesn't actually miss the guy. She misses the man because, she misses what he did for her. That's really all that it is, guys. So she went out there, failed with the other men completely. They wanted nothing serious with her, and now she comes crawling back to this guy because she knows that he represents stability. That's all that it is. He says, I let her talk, I didn't interrupt, and when she finished, she looked at me with this hopeful, searching expression, and I told her the truth. He said, I told her I'd forgiven her, but I wasn't the same person that she left, that she wasn't either. I told her I didn't hate her, but I didn't want her back. Oof. She teared up, she said that she understood, but I could tell she didn't think I'd say no. Maybe she thought I would be waiting all this time, that I was still stuck in that house with our dog and our matching mugs, waiting for her to come home, but she was wrong. That's some really sad stuff, man. Like, genuinely really sad stuff that women do this. Like, men do it too, but let's be honest, okay? Men do this crap significantly less than women. I think the statistics bear that out, guys. Like, the majority of divorces are straight up initiated by women. Can't argue with that. And then I would probably go on to argue that the divorces that were initiated by men, a lot of the times are simply because they had to divorce the woman. You know? Like the woman cheated or something as well. Just terrible things, man. Women are the ones who are out here leaving because they feel like it more often than not. But she thought that she could just come back into this guy's life. He says, the woman who left me chasing more found out too late that what she had was already enough, and by the time she realized it, I was gone. I think that's the correct way to handle this situation, guys. I don't think that these men should be meeting these women. I don't think that these men should be talking to these women. Absolutely no point whatsoever. But it's good to see that she got her dose of reality, and now she's out there still searching for some guy to take her in. But guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.